This past weekend, we met up with friends for a short to medium duration road trip. 330 miles. The purpose of this trip was to relax and reconnect with friends. But there was also a sub-purpose. We were there to seek out the Hodag. But more on that later. Road tripping in the Model Y still feels new to me. It feels like a continual learning experience. Before going on a road trip, I do a bit of planning, scouting for superchargers and destination chargers. I use all the usual suspects, a better route planner, charge hub, and plug share, to plan out a route with best case and worst case scenario contingencies. Since our final destination is Rhinelander, Wisconsin, I mapped out my trip and decided to go from Chicago to Wausau, Wisconsin. Supercharge in Wausau, and then Wausau to Rhinelander. Wausau is the closest supercharger to Rhinelander, so I looked for destination chargers closer to Rhinelander, so that I wouldn't have range anxiety when setting out on hikes in search for traces of the Hodag. Luckily, the cabin where we stayed had outdoor standard 110 volt wall outlet plugs. I was able to get around 4 miles per hour charge speed, which was enough to fill the battery to 80% while we rested at night. For this trip, we didn't camp in the car, but the car was used to transport us to several different trailheads in the area where there had been reported Hodag sightings. The Model Y is silent, so it's a good vehicle for combing through the forest in search of this mythical creature. According to local lore, the Hodag is a fearsome creature resembling a large bull-horned carnivore with a row of thick horn spikes on its back. But if you really geek out on local lore, it is claimed that the Hodag is said to be born of the ashes of fallen oxen, as the incarnation of the accumulations of abuse the animals suffered in the hands of their masters. To protect us from the Hodag, my friend brought their trusty canine Coda, as Hodags have been known to shy away from canines. This canine seems to love swimming and retrieving balls that have been thrown into the lake. After countless trails and numerous mosquito-ridden paths, in the forest, we were unsuccessful in seeking out the Hodag in its natural environment. The forests of Rhinelander have been successful in keeping its secrets hidden. After returning to the Model Y, after countless failed Hodag tracking pursuits, I was glad that my carpets in the Model Y were protected by Lasfit all-weather floor mats. If you need protection for your Tesla, please use code VINNY and get 10% off of your first order. Links are in the description. So even though we were unable to photograph a live Hodag in its natural environment, we were able to see monuments of the Hodag littered all across the town of Rhinelander. My friends and I were defeated. We weren't able to find a live Hodag. So what we did next was hang out on the docks, play with Coda, and read New York Times best-selling novels. Well, that's pretty much it for the trip. In conclusion, we were unable to find any Hodags, but we did enjoy hanging out in the town of Rhinelander with its friendly people and countless lakes. That's it for this week's video. Please consider subscribing to the channel for future adventures.